is our top story on this Friday night. A dog allegedly starved and abused at a Clayton County apartment complex. When an employee saw it, he says he could not ignore it anymore.
He called police, and when the dog was abandoned, he drove an hour and a half to get him to the right hospital. As Caitlin Ross explains, rescuers there have now named the dog after the man who cared enough to save his life.
And this is the worst abuse I've ever seen. And he's so sweet and loving. All he wants to do is kiss you.
Cinnamon Coke has rescued dogs for 12 years, and she knew Mikey was in rough shape. But when she greeted the man who brought him in, they were both in tears.
He was crying. He was in tears. He was in disbelief that somebody would do this to a dog.
She says a maintenance worker at a Clayton County apartment complex saw Mikey and immediately called police.
The man wanted to take the dog, and they said, no, you can't take the dog. That would be stealing.
Clayton County Animal Control left notices on the tenant's door, so Mikey's owner allegedly just put him outside in a locked crate with no food or water. That's when the maintenance man picked him up and rushed him to Grayson Animal Hospital in Gwinnett County.
And he didn't have enough strength to stand, and he looks pretty much like a walking skeleton.
Gwinnett County Police came out to take pictures of Mikey to send to Clayton County Police. His injuries are evidence. So far, though, no one has been charged. Dr. John Tolliver is taking care of Mikey and expects him to survive with the help of the community. 4 young girls came into the vet and donated their allowance to help care for him. They don't know what his name was before, but they renamed him Mikey after the man who rescued him.
And I just want to thank him so much. He saved this dog's life.
And police do know who did this, but so far no charges have been filed. They say at this point they're still investigating. Jeff and Cheryl?
It is impossible to comprehend someone behaving in such a horrible manner with that dog.
It really is.
Caitlin, thank you for the story. Let's hope that he gets better very, very soon.